Alright, hello and welcome to the first Devstream breakdown of the year. Gotta say, I was expecting to hear a little more news on this Devstream because obviously they've been away for a while over the holidays. But what news we did get is generally pretty good. And there's not much of it, but I like a lot of the changes that they were talking about, provided they get implemented with any kind of speed. Hopefully we can expect all of these things, the changes anyway, this month. But not a change, new development, is a new Archwing that is going to be support/healing, which is going to be developed with the assist of the Design Council, which, for an example of another thing that was with the assist of the Design Council, we have Nova, and that turned out really well. So I'm hopeful for this. I will be watching the Design Council and voting and giving my suggestions for what an Archwing with support and healing should have. If you guys have suggestions and you're not in the Design Council, please tell me, and then maybe I could throw your suggestions in as well. So, having a new Archwing, I know a lot of people probably aren't excited about that, but it is a good thing to have added, because Archwing is severely lacking in diversity right now. Moving on, we've got the sortie changes. So, these are a little non-concrete, but the way Sheldon was talking about them made them sound actually very, very appealing, and I think it would kind of fix sorties to be a thing that I definitely want to run every day, and I don't feel like I'm getting, like, shit out of it. So, they're considering a token system where you get tokens every day to be able to bring them to a vendor for a certain set of rewards, and then you get other rewards for completing all three of your sortie dailies. So the way that this would work is you have evergreen rewards, which are what that basically means is items that always have value, at least for the huge majority of the player base. That's things like legendary cores, big packs of cores, catalysts, reactors, things like that. Just that type of object where it's like you get this and you're pretty much 100% of the time you're happy to have gotten this item. That's what an evergreen reward basically is. And then on the other side you have token rewards where it's things that you'll probably only want to get like one time or multiple times to sell them. That's things like the Karak Wraith Receiver and items like that where it's like, well, I need this to build the thing, but if you get that like 3 times in a row from the sortie, right now it feels awful and it's like, why did I even bother? Moving that to a token system would just be hugely beneficial, and it would just be a great change in general. Making it so that your actual reward you get from the sorties daily is always good. Even if it's 25 fusion cores, that's still fine, because the missions are varied and kind of fun to do. Along with making them more fun to do, we have the shortening of endless and compressing the difficulty of endless stuff. And by endless, I mean the endless type modes, which is survival, defense, and excavation. So basically they want to, and they originally dropped this a little bit, but it's still too much. They dropped defense from 20 waves, which is insane, to 15. But unfortunately, defense is really slow and boring still. So they're going to lower that down to, I think they said 10, and have larger enemy counts, and maybe do something else to make those a little bit more difficult. Along with mixing those up to have like the bailiff defense, where you're defending like a living target that can move around and stuff. I think that'll be really good for mixing that stuff up. And then just in general, like lowering the amount of time in survivals but increasing their difficulty, lowering the amount of time in excavations but increasing their difficulty. I think that's a better solution, because right now you get into a defense, and by wave 5 you pretty much know if you're going to be able to complete the defense, and you're just sitting around doing the same thing for the next 10 waves, and nothing really changes. So shortening that stuff up will make it feel a lot less like sit and wait for a lot of the endless mission types. I don't really think there was much of a problem with survival, and not that much of a problem with excavation either, but defense was definitely the standout, but that's mostly because I don't really like the way defense is in its current iteration, so there's that. In short news, next week is Drapier, so those of you that were waiting for that, that's next week. As far as they have said, that it is coming out next week. So you guys will finally have that, and I will get to try it out. The idols that they showed for it look pretty cool. It looks very styly. I think it might fall somewhere around how the Mios is, where it's a good weapon that is mostly the style aspect, which will be fine. Kabats, those are coming in the update 19. I think they said 18.5 will be the enemy variant of that. So that should be fun. Hopefully the enemy type is good. But I don't really know what we can expect from that, other than this. We have these skins. For me personally, I actually really like these skins, except for this one. This one right here, this like green weird butterfly one, not my thing. But these other ones look pretty cool. And Kabats in general, I think actually kind of look cooler than Kubros. They're a lot more angular. I don't know. Something about them just seems neat. Hopefully they're very useful, a lot more useful than Kubros compared to just Carrier being the end-all be-all. So, there's that. And in Second Dream type of news, we should, according to what they said, over the course of this next year, they want to do 2 to 3 more Second Dream type missions, and they said they want to have one be like a even more ambitious thing than the Second Dream was, to kind of like end the year out and cap all that stuff off, which sounds frankly amazing. If they can do like 3 Second Dream tier things and then 1 big quest at the end, that's totally great. Like that seems awesome, frankly. And of course, being able to replay quests is coming, which I want to do very badly. At the very least, I want to be able to replay cutscenes, because I want to mess around with the cutscenes with all kinds of different cosmetics and shit. Because Fashion Frame is the real endgame. And the last thing we have to go over is focus stuff. So focus is going to be, let me preface this with things that they've said time and time again. Focus is going to be changing a lot. A lot. So you can expect things to be very, very different. Probably very, very soon. I would say probably within the next month, we're going to see like sweeping changes to focus in a lot of ways. But the changes that they were talking about on stream today, I had to listen to them a couple of times to kind of get like the full picture of what they were trying to say. But I think I got it, and it seems like a good start. It's a good place to start. First is getting the Radial XP. This will help frames that are more support styled and not like our basic murder frames be able to get focus at any kind of a reasonable rate, which will be very helpful. And then we've got the loosening of the caps on focus, which is going to be great because the 75k cap is far too low. And that'll be nice. And then booster drops, which I put a question mark on, because it's the part that I wasn't really sure if Scott was explaining it kind of in full to how it worked. Basically, there'll be items that will drop sometimes from enemies like mid-mission, and you would activate it, and then you would get like a huge boost in the amount of focus you're gaining for a while, which seems kind of weird but good. It seems like it might make farming like say you're doing Draco and you're just doing like the regular farm run. When those things drop, it might actually like mix it up and like encourage you to be more interactive with the run, and might cut down on like how boring farming is sometimes. So that'll be good. And in general, all of the news that we got was pretty good. Pretty much the only bad thing that was going on with the stream was people complaining about the stuff that Barrow brought today, which frankly is that he brought some real not good shit. So there's that. But in general, all the news that we got on the stream was really good, and I'm excited to see the changes that they're going to be making to focus, and I cannot wait for the new quests. Like the next cinematic quest, like I am eagerly awaiting that. It should be a great time. And then in other news for the channel that you're on right now, hello, the secondaries like full review thing, I did the primaries and the Warframe one is done. For the secondaries full review thing, that should be coming out either sometime this weekend or like Monday. Monday is the latest it will get done. I've been messing around with some other weapons that I was encouraged to forma and try out a little more heavily, and I've been getting some pretty good results out of those. So I think that's everything. I don't think there's anything else crazy going on. So there's one other thing. I think I'm gonna be streaming. It will be a little while after this video comes out. It will probably be about an hour after this video comes out, and I will be streaming at the link that I will put right there. And I hope to see you guys come in and hang out and chat and ask questions and just do whatever. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the stream or tomorrow.